Ever since I started making videos, ARTLIST has been my go-to platform for all my music and sound effect needs. With a platform that's intuitive and straightforward, it really makes sound design a lot simpler and less cumbersome. Look, everyone loves going out and capturing these amazing shots. We all know them, the ones that we see as we're scrolling our Instagram feed. It seems like we're almost desensitized to all of these glorious shots that we see out there, that we no longer will settle for anything mediocre. But the reality is, things don't always go to plan, and you end up being stuck with these mediocre shots. Whether it be due to factors such as budget, or it could be other extraneous factors that are simply out of your control. But you basically come to realize that you don't always land that beautiful shot that you initially envisioned when you went out to shoot. This video is hopefully going to help you take those seemingly mediocre shots and elevate them to tell a story through the subtleties of sound. We're talking about sound design and how it can help you take your videos to that next level and just add that extra that you were missing. So going into any shoot, whether it be for a personal social media post, for a passion project, or for client work, you should have a good understanding of what the overall mood is of the project. So once you've decided on whether it's going to be a happy video, sad video, intense video, commercial video, whatever the genre is you decide on or the mood is that you decide on, you have to go hunting for some music that fits the bill. And this at times can be a bit daunting and time consuming. I'm gonna be honest, sometimes it can take hours and hours and hours to find that perfect song that fits the project. And sometimes you even get to the final edit and you realize that this actually might not be the right song. So you have to go back to the drawing board, find a new song that fits the overall mood. But it can be fun because it gives you the opportunity to flex your creativity, play around, and really show that you can set the tone for a given video with your exquisite knowledge of music. Anyways, yeah, basically just get creative with what music you choose. You know, sometimes making these decisions isn't easy, and it doesn't come as first nature to some people initially, but takes practice. Anyways, remember, take your snack breaks, get yourself some brain food, and then reconvene and start again. Think about sound design like making a pizza. So I don't have the ingredients for a pizza, but instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a PB&J while I explain. So with any good pizza, you need a solid foundation, and that foundation is most typically the dough. And in our scenario, the dough is going to be represented by the actual clips themselves, so the video. So you'd have to be a crazy person to bake the dough and eat it by itself and call it a pizza. The dough is meant to basically lay the foundation for all those tasty toppings that you're about to add to that video. All right, so getting into the sauce. And with sauce, there can be a whole variety of them. And by sauce, I'm talking about music. So this is the track that is going to set the tone for your video. And you have to really be thoughtful as far as what sauce you want to incorporate into your pizza, because that can make or break the end result. You know, once you start to slather that sauce on that pizza dough, it becomes a little bit more apparent that you're cooking up something good. You're making a pizza here. All right, so the next step is to add your toppings to your pizza. And so the toppings represent all of the minute sound effects that really add character to your overall video. And so some people are more minimalist with their toppings and will choose to only have 2 or 3. Others will put everything but the fridge on top of their pizza. So there does come a point where your pizza can no longer hold any additional toppings. And if you add that one extra topping to it, it will catastrophically fall apart, preventing you from actually being able to comfortably consume it. So this relates in the sense that if you keep piling and piling sound effects on sound effects on sound effects, there comes a point where it just becomes a jumble of mess, and it no longer is discernible what is what, and it just sounds chaotic. It sounds overdone. So it's better to be on the safe side and put a little less, err on the side of caution, and go a little bit more towards that minimalist pizza rather than the person who's gonna pile everything from the fridge on top. So just know when enough is enough and call it quits while you're ahead. So I want to show you how I would add some sound effects to some clips I've taken and really show you the difference between what it's like having just music compared to having music with additional sound effects, and just how it adds that extra layer of character to your clips. All right, so we have our sequence of clips here, and first things first, I want to just run through it with simply the music track that was picked out and just show you what that sounds like in comparison to one with all the additional sound effects. Alright, so now we have the exact same sequence of clips here, but as you can see, I've downloaded 9 different sound effects and that same track of music from ARTLIST. And so we're not just going to keep these sound effects laid out like they are here. We're going to adjust the volume, and we will have to splice them up in order to actually create that ambiance and soundscape that we're looking to achieve. So let me know if you notice the difference and tell me which one you prefer yourself. Okay, so if you're curious, this is what the final timeline ended up looking like after all things were said and done. So there's a lot of work that goes into just a tiny sequence of clips in order to actually generate a soundscape that seems more realistic and immersive. So that's all for the video today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something new. And if you're wanting to check out ARTLIST, feel free to use the link in the description and you'll get 2 free months when you sign up. Anyways, I hope you guys are doing well. You guys are amazing, and I'll see you in the next video.